What's up everyone, my name is Zach and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm bringing you a very exciting review of Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. So Riley Sager started off on my channel as kind of like a joke. I read a few of his books through Penguin Random House Audio, who also provided me with early access to the audio to make this video. So first and foremost, thank you so much to Penguin Random House for providing me an early access copy to the audio to review this for you guys to help you know if you want to read this book or not. I have a long history with Riley Sager. It's almost kind of comical at this point, so I will link a playlist of all of my previous reviews with Riley Sager, or reading his books, because they're very mixed, they're all over the place, and it's comical, it's a wild, good time. I am shocked by this book, to be quite honest with you. So let's get right into the review. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you haven't already, subscribing to my channel helps me out a ton. It helps me get books early to review for you guys, which is the whole goal. Liking the video does the same, and I would love to know, do you guys like Riley Sager? Are you going to read this book? Have you already read it by the time you're watching this video? This video will be spoiler free, but I'm going to give you all the tea and things about how I felt about this book, because I am shocked. All right, let's get right into the review. So something that I don't do very often, but I do when I think it's necessary, where either I can't write a better synopsis of the book or I don't want to give anything away. And for this one, this is true for both things. I'm going to read you guys the Goodreads synopsis. Now, I'm not doing that just to tell you guys what the book is about. I am going to then review the book. So this is what the Goodreads summary says. It says, a man must contend with the long ago disappearance of his childhood best friend and the dark secrets lurking just beyond the safe confines of his picture-perfect neighborhood. The worst thing to ever happen on Hemlock Circle occurred in Ethan Marsh's backyard. One July night, 10-year-old Ethan and his best friend and neighbor, Billy, fell asleep in a tent just on a manicured lawn in a quiet, quaint New Jersey cul-de-sac. In the morning, Ethan woke up alone. During the night, someone had sliced the tent open with a knife and taken Billy. He was never seen again. 30 years later, Ethan has reluctantly returned to his childhood home. Plagued by bad dreams and insomnia, he begins to notice strange things happening in the middle of the night. Someone seems to be roaming the cul-de-sac at odd hours, and signs of Billy's presence keep appearing in Ethan's backyard. Is someone playing a cool prank, or is Billy, long thought to be dead, somehow returned to Hemlock Circle? The mysterious occurrences prompt Ethan to investigate what really happened that night, a quest that reunites him with former friends and neighbors and leads him into the woods that surround Hemlock Circle. Woods where Billy claimed monsters roam, and where a mysterious institute does clandestine research on a crumbling estate. The closer Ethan gets to the truth, the more he realizes that no place, be it quiet forest or suburban street, is completely safe, and the past has a way of haunting the present. Okay. That did a very good job of summing up this book. And yeah, okay. So first thing I want to say is I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. I don't know if it's my favorite Riley Sager. Other Riley Sagers that I actually really liked are Survive the Night. There are a few others. Watch all the other videos, because honestly, I've read so many of his books that I can't figure out which ones I liked and didn't like at this point. But I loved this. I would say it contends with Survive the Night for me, because despite what people say about that main character, I actually think that was a good book. The things about Riley Sager that I've hated in the past are he only writes female lead characters. This book has a male lead character. Not only does it have a male lead character, but it talks about male friendships. And my God, do books not do that? Riley Sager really stepped it up by doing that, in my opinion. As a guy, it is really, really healing to see masculine friendships. And like that's just not represented very well in literature at all, and in society. So good on you, Riley Sager, for doing that, and for writing a male lead character. Like, you listened to feedback. I don't know if he so much listened to feedback or if he just wrote a story that he wanted to write. So yeah, that's A++ for him in that realm. While I'm thinking about it, because I'm reviewing Penguin Random House Audio, the audio is okay. The narration is good. It's fine to listen to. It's not great. There are definitely voices and narrations that are kind of like, they feel unnatural. And I know that like someone's narrating, right? So it kind of is unnatural and it's acting, and I get that. But some of it kind of took me out of the story a little bit. So I would read this physically, but if you have to listen to the audio, it's not unlistenable by any means. So I really think Riley Sager stepped it up in this book. The pace was a lot slower. So if you're expecting something fast paced, it is not. It is a slow paced character development mystery with some horror elements. There is so much in this book. It also has like themes of Stranger Things, and I really, really loved that. So yeah, so for the writing and the pacing, one thing I want to say is at the 50% mark, it got a lot better for me. Leading up to the 50% mark, I was thinking, this is like a 4-star. It's good. It's not great, but it's a 4-star. After the 50% mark, the pacing got a lot better. It really took off, and I was so interested in everything that was happening. If you've watched any of my videos before, especially my Riley Sager ones, I don't like when books have too many twists. Just give me one good twist, 2 if you must, but please make it make sense. This book has one good twist. It makes sense. I was satisfied by the ending, which is huge for a thriller. And then also throughout the book, I was wondering about like 3 different scenarios, and they all seemed equally plausible. I was interested in all of them. I wasn't like just thinking all these crazy thoughts about where the book could go. So I guess maybe this technically is a thriller, but real thriller fans are going to find this book too slow. I would go into it wanting a character-driven mystery and aspects of a horror. So I'm sorry, it's like 90 degrees where I live right now, and I'm up in an attic. Even though we have air conditioning up here now, it's just really hot. There are a lot of aspects of the book that I really enjoyed. Like there's this whole Hawthorne Society building, I think it was called Hawthorne thing, but that really gave me like Stranger Things vibes, because you're not really sure what's been happening there. You don't know if it's related to Billy's disappearance or not. Also, we go back and forth in time, which was really cool, from the past to the present. In the present, we're meeting up with characters from the past, and so it's cool to see like where they're at and how relationships have changed. And our main character like was not annoying. I actually really enjoyed him and spending time with him, and I really grew to really like love him by the end of the story. Some of the central messages and themes, I just have some notes on my phone so that I don't go too ADHD on you guys, but some of the central messages and themes is Billy does have this reoccurring dream. I won't say any more than that, but that's a big central message, because it's giving you information about the story and where Billy's going to go and how his investigation is going to go. There's a big central theme on male friendships, PTSD, trauma, growing up, young relationships. And there were a lot of quotes in this story that I really love, but one in particular is this quote right here. All ghosts want is for you to know that they are there. And I thought that that so much represents the human condition. And this is a story about that. It's about growing up. It's about wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, and wanting to be loved for who you truly are by the people around you, being judged, being bullied because you might be a little bit different. So good. Riley Sager really knocked it out of the park for me for this book. The character development was strong. Yeah, I just am shocked. I really am shocked. Like, I feel like from the first Riley Sager book that I ever read, which was The Last Time I Lied, I did not like that book. I felt like the writing was very immature. The story was very mature. I didn't like it at all. This one felt like a mature adult story that had realistic themes, relatable content, and just things that I overall really enjoyed. I can't wait to get a physical copy. Shout out to Elliot and Mike, who got me a signed copy. They were already going to an author event and asked me if I would like a copy. So I will be getting a physical copy, and I'm very thankful that Mike and Elliot were able to get me a signed copy, because I really, really loved this book. I honestly feel like thrillers this year are hitting it out of the park for me, but I think part of that's because they're getting better. And also, I've figured out what authors are for me and what authors aren't. And if my story about Riley Sager does anything, it taught me not to give up on an author. And sometimes books are going to work for you and sometimes they're not. So I just, all in all, I really loved this book. I'm going to sit on this a little bit more, but I don't think it reaches the point of a new favorite, but it's definitely a 5-star, and I will say that has the potential to change. I just need to think about it a little bit more. So stay tuned to my later videos when I start, towards the end of the year, like ranking books that were all of my favorites and things like that. I would love to know in the comments, like, if you guys are going to read it, if you have already read it, and you want to talk spoilers, reach out to me on Discord. My Discord's linked below. We have a huge Discord community with almost 300 people in it. So if you want to come meet other readers, come join our Discord. But if you want to chat spoilers, please message me on Discord. If you want to chat spoilers, I'm happy to talk in the comments. I'm very, very excited that I got to read this book. I am very surprised that I loved it as much as I did, and I think a lot of people are going to love it. I'm open to hearing criticism about it. I love to hear that, actually. And I think it's just going to hit people differently. But I loved it. For once, a Riley Sager book and a book that is a thriller lived up to everything it said it was going to be. The premise of this book, the synopsis that I read you, all of those things are in it and they're done well. You're not misled in any way. You get exactly what it says that you're going to get the whole way through. And that alone is a 5-star book for me at this point, 5-star book for me at this point, because I've read so many books that turn out to not be what they say that they're going to be. So chef's kiss to that. Thank you, Riley Sager, for actually writing a good book and giving me exactly what you said you were going to give me. All right, that's all I have to say for this. I'm going to continue to talk about this book throughout the year because I loved it so much, but that's my initial review, and I hope it helps you decide if you want to buy this book or how you want to read it, if you want to read it at all. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.